Have you heard of these 12 rules for life? Hey everyone, Mark here. Today we're diving into a book that has sparked a lot of conversation, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jordan B. Peterson. Now this isn't your typical self-help book. Peterson combines psychology, philosophy and personal anecdotes to offer these 12 rules as a framework for, well, living a more meaningful life. Over the next few videos, we'll be unpacking each rule one chapter at a time. From standing up straight to petting cats, yes, you heard that right, we'll explore Peterson's reasoning and see how these rules might apply to our own lives. Whether you're familiar with Peterson's work or completely new to it, I think there's something here for everyone. So grab your metaphorical thinking cap and let's get started. This first rule might seem a little out of left field. Posture? Really? But Peterson argues that how we carry ourselves physically impacts how we feel and behave. When you slouch, you're closing yourself off, shrinking. But when you stand tall, shoulders back, you project confidence. It's about sending a signal to your brain and to the world. I'm here, I'm capable. Peterson connects this to dominant lobsters having higher serotonin levels. Even in nature, posture plays a role in well-being, so try it out. Stand up straight, take up space, and see how it makes you feel. Okay, this rule really resonated with me. How often do we extend more kindness and compassion to others than to ourselves? We're quick to forgive a friend's mistake, but we beat ourselves up over our own. Peterson challenges us to shift this perspective. Imagine you're responsible for a vulnerable person. You wouldn't neglect their needs or berate them, right? So why do we do that to ourselves? This rule is about recognizing our own worthiness of care and respect. Treat yourself with the same gentleness and understanding you offer others. This one might seem like a no-brainer, but it's often easier said than done. We've all had those relationships that drain us, bring us down, or hold us back. Peterson reminds us that the people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our lives. They influence our thoughts, our behaviors, and ultimately our trajectory. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely want the best for you, people who support your growth, challenge you to be better, and celebrate your successes, is crucial for personal fulfillment. These are the friends who lift you up, not drag you down. They're the ones who inspire you to be your best self. So take a look at your relationships. Are they life-giving or life-draining? Choose your company wisely and seek out those who empower you to thrive. Chapter 4. Rule 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. It's a trap we all fall into, especially in the age of social media. This comparison is not only futile, but also incredibly damaging. Instead, shift your focus inward. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Have you grown? Celebrate your own progress, no matter how small. Chapter 5. Rule 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. This rule, like many of Peterson's, is sure to spark debate. It touches on the delicate balance between discipline and freedom in parenting. Peterson argues that allowing children to engage in behaviors that make you dislike them ultimately harms both the child and the parent-child relationship. It creates resentment, fosters bad habits, and fails to teach children the importance of boundaries and accountability. Now, this doesn't mean being a tyrant or micromanaging every aspect of your child's life. It's about setting clear expectations, establishing firm but loving boundaries, and guiding your children towards becoming responsible and respectful individuals. It's about recognizing that discipline, when done with love and intention, is not about punishment, but about shaping character and fostering healthy development. Chapter 6, Rule 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. It's easy to point fingers, to blame external circumstances for our problems, or to criticize the flaws we see in the world. But Peterson challenges us to first look inward. Before we attempt to fix the world, we must first take responsibility for our own lives. What areas of your life need attention? Are there unresolved issues you've been avoiding? Are you contributing to the chaos rather than order? This rule is about personal accountability. It's about recognizing that lasting change starts with ourselves. It's about focusing on what we can control, our own thoughts, actions and choices, before we try to tackle the complexities of the world. Chapter 7. Rule 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. In a world that often prioritizes instant gratification and short-term gains, Peterson urges us to take a longer view. He distinguishes between what is expedient, what is easy, comfortable, or immediately rewarding, and what is truly meaningful. Meaning, he argues, comes from aligning ourselves with something larger than ourselves, from pursuing goals that challenge us, contribute to something greater, and bring a sense of purpose to our lives. This might mean making sacrifices in the short term, facing our fears, or stepping outside of our comfort zones. But the rewards, both internal and external, are far greater than any fleeting pleasure or temporary gain. Chapter 8. Rule 8. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Honesty. It seems like such a simple concept, yet it's often easier said than done. We tell ourselves little white lies, we avoid difficult conversations, we justify our dishonesty in 1,000 different ways, but Peterson argues that lying, even in seemingly harmless ways, erodes our integrity and undermines our relationships. It creates a web of deceit that we then have to maintain, leading to more lies and further complications. Telling the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, is about living in alignment with our values. It's about building trust, fostering authentic connections, and ultimately living a life of integrity. Chapter 9. Rule 9. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. In a world that's often more focused on broadcasting our own opinions than truly listening to others, this rule is a breath of fresh air. Peterson reminds us that every interaction is an opportunity to learn and grow. By approaching conversations with the assumption that the other person might have something valuable to teach us, we open ourselves up to new perspectives, ideas, and insights. This doesn't mean blindly accepting everything we hear, but it does mean listening with an open mind, asking clarifying questions, and being willing to consider viewpoints that differ from our own. Who knows, that conversation might just change your perspective on the world. Rule 10. Be precise in your speech. Words matter. They have the power to build bridges or tear them down, to clarify or confuse, to inspire or discourage. Peterson emphasizes the importance of clear, concise, and accurate communication. When we're precise in our language, we avoid misunderstandings, build stronger relationships, and are more likely to achieve our goals. This means thinking before we speak, choosing our words carefully, and being willing to ask for clarification when needed. It's about recognizing that effective communication is a skill that requires practice and attention. Rule 11. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. This rule, on the surface, might seem a bit literal, but Peterson uses it as a metaphor for encouraging risk-taking, independence, and resilience in both children and adults. When we constantly hover, interfere, or shield children or ourselves from any potential danger or discomfort, we prevent them from developing the skills and confidence they need to navigate the world. Allowing space for exploration, even if it involves a few scrapes and bruises along the way, is crucial for growth. It's about fostering a spirit of adventure, resilience, and self-reliance. Rule 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. This final rule brings a touch of whimsy and warmth to Peterson's message. In a world that can often feel chaotic and overwhelming, it's important to find moments of joy and connection, however small they may seem. Petting a cat, stopping to admire a beautiful sunset, or savouring a cup of coffee. These seemingly insignificant moments can provide a much-needed dose of positivity and remind us to appreciate the simple pleasures in life. It's about finding beauty in the everyday, cultivating gratitude and embracing the present moment. So, what did we learn from these 12 rules? So, there you have it. 12 rules for life, as explored by Jordan B. Peterson. From standing up straight to petting cats, These rules offer a framework for navigating the complexities of life, finding meaning and becoming better versions of ourselves. Of course, this video is just a brief overview. Peterson delves much deeper into each rule, drawing on psychology, philosophy, mythology and personal anecdotes to support his arguments. If you're intrigued by these ideas, I highly encourage you to check out his book. It's a thought-provoking read that's sure to challenge your perspectives and spark some interesting conversations. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more book discussions and explorations of life's big questions.